Hi, I'm Boo Hanson, owner of Hanson Farms in Cumming, Georgia. We're located about 30 miles north of Atlanta. It's late June, it's very hot and humid, and we have a great crop of tomatoes that we're growing here. We're transitioning from being an ornamental grower. We grow about 400 different types of annuals and perennials. But we've become involved with growing tomatoes and peppers, thinking that the locally grown organic type of produce has really caught on with the American public. So here we have a house full of tomatoes that we are doing a test with this product called SmartGrow. It's a mat that's comprised of 100% human hair. We insert this mat in the bottom of the pot, and that's the only difference between some of the tomatoes. You'll see the difference between the foliage and the fruit that's on the plants. That we find that this product will be installed on every pot that we grow from now on. If you'll follow me down, you can see the fruit that's growing on this particular plant that is large and robust. You can see the foliage, how lush and green it is. And again, the only difference between this particular pot and this particular pot is the fact that the SmartGrow mat is in the bottom of the previous one that you've seen. And from there, we know that this is a no-brainer, that we are not going to grow any more of these tomatoes in this manner without the mat being in the bottom of the pot. Let me show you an example of a plant that we have here. It's an heirloom type of a tomato. All of these were planted on 411. They're all the same variety, of course. This particular plant and this one were planted without the mat in the bottom of the container. This one's called Eva Purple Ball. It's a very good heirloom tomato. And you can see that the chlorotic look of the plant is not producing a whole lot of fruit, plus it's not producing a whole lot of new blooms on either one. But we are getting fruit, although it's not as big as we would like, but it's still producing. Over here, let me show you the difference with the plants that I have that have the SmartGrow mat in the bottom of the container. These are the same plants, again, planted on the same day, and you can see the amount of fruit clusters that we have. You can see the foliage, how lush and green it is. And you can see that they're producing all the way up the sides of the plant. On this particular one, again, the same type tomato. And how many fruit clusters we have. They go all the way up the side of the vine, and you can see how many new flower clusters that are coming out, that we'll have a whole lot more tomatoes than we will on the ones without the mat in the bottom of the container. Again, the name of the game is to have as much as you can get on each fruit cluster. This one has 7 on it. This one has 6. This one is going to have 4 or 5, and we'll have a very good crop coming out on this particular variety. But again, the difference is the SmartGrow mat that's in the bottom of the container. It's a real no-brainer. It's very simple. It doesn't take rocket science to do this. And if you use this, I think you'll get the same results that we're getting without a whole lot of extra effort. This is an example of the bell peppers that we're growing. They're 2 different containers. Obviously this one has the mat in the bottom of the container. This one does not. You can hopefully see the amount of fruit that's on this one. They're much larger. There's more of them. This one has fruit, but they're discolored and they don't have the same consistency. I'll show you where we pull these from so that you can see that we didn't just stage this, so you can get an idea of the whole group. This is the group that we pull the one with the mat out of. All of these have the same consistency. This is the group that we pull the one without the mats from. They're all the same, they look the same. The fruits aren't near as developed, and obviously the plants aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. But with these, having the mats. They're producing great amount of fruit, larger fruit, and we're very pleased with the way that they come out. Obviously, we're going to plant the rest of our tomatoes and peppers with the mat in the bottom of the pot. This is a group of Hungarian hot wax peppers that we've grown. We planted these on 419. We're getting fruit on them that's fine. It's not a whole lot. They're sort of petering out now. They're not putting on excess blooms. So we're not going to get a very good crop out of this based on the way that they're producing. Let me take you over and show you the other group that we planted with the mat. This group has a mat planted on the same day. You can see how many more fruit that we have on these plants. They have a whole lot more bloom. They're obviously lush and green, and we think we'll be picking off of these for at least a couple more months. Again, the only difference is in the two groups is that this mat is in the bottom of the container. The SmartGrow mat is in the bottom of this container. We brought in two of our bell pepper plants that we are testing. We brought them in to cut away the plastic to look at the root systems. We've taken the plastic off, cut it, and we'll bend them over and take a look at see how the root systems are. Obviously this one does have roots. The one with the mat, we'll tip it over, see how it looks on the bottom. There's quite a difference in the roots on these. This is the mat. I've peeled it back a little bit so you can see that it's growing into the mat. We feel like that the wicking action of the mat keeps more moisture in the plant, keeps more moisture in the root ball. It keeps the nutrients supplied to the plant so that it takes up nutrients as it needs it. We know that the mat has about 15% nitrogen with about 7 micronutrients that plants need, so that the mat is utilizing its system for the root system on the plant to give it a great uptake with the wicking action along with the water retention in the root ball. And this mat is OMRI approved for organic growers, so we feel like that they will be able to utilize this and get these kinds of results that we feel are very important for production of peppers and or tomatoes. I'd like to give you a very simple, easy demonstration of how to use the mat, how we use it. The mats come in sleeves like this of 100, and they're very safe. You don't have to worry about using gloves, or there's no additives to the mats. They're just 100% natural hair fiber. We just set it in the bottom of the container, whether it's a bag like this, which we use, or a pot. And it just sits in the bottom. We've got a container over here that's already filled up with soil. It's a mix of 50% organic soil and 50% mushroom compost. We just take the plants, set them in side by side, and you're done. It's a very simple process. Nothing has to be done to the bag or to the mat. The mat sits in the bottom of the pot. When the roots from the plant get down into the mat is when they really take off. This mat is OMRI approved for organic production. People don't have to worry about if it's going to leach any chemicals or any types of toxic material into the environment. It's very simple and easy to use, and it works very well. Covered with green. Ain't nothing like it.